Assalamualaikum student, I am your instructor Taiba Jabeen. Welcome to the course titled History of English Literature. Today's topic is Characteristics of Modern Drama. First, have a look on the content. So, what is modern drama? Drama is any art or any literary art which usually have a character, plot and act on the stage. So, it has to be performed on the stage. When we deal with the modern drama is defined as that written in the 19th century and the 20th century, primarily in Europe and North America. This is a very long period encompassing thousands of playwrights with very different styles, beliefs and approaches. So you can say that there is no fixed characteristics for modern drama. They are very diverse in their style, belief and approaches. After a period of being dormant for much of the 19th century, drama made a comeback in the last decades of the century, in the early decades of the 20th century, thanks to writers like Henry Ibsen, George Bernard Shaw and Eugene O'Neill. So these are the influential figures of modern drama. Though these writers were very different, their work shared characteristics that were representative of a new form of drama known as modern drama. Now coming to the history of English drama. History of English drama provides you a brief introduction of different categories and provide different facets of English drama during the modern age. English drama during the modernist period that prevails from 1845 to 1945 falls under following three categories: first and earliest phase, second and middle phase, third and the final stage. The first and earliest phase of modernism in English drama is marked by the play of Great Bernard Shaw and John Galsworthy, which constitute the category of social drama modelled on the plays of Henry Ibsen. Second and middle phase of modern drama comprise the plays of Irish movement, contributed by some Eliot like Yeats. In this phase, during drama contained the spirit of nationalism. Third, the final stage of modern English drama comprises plays of T.S. Eliot and Christopher Fry. This phase saw new compositions that were remarked by the earlier Elizabeth and Jacobean tradition. Characteristics of modern drama. As I told you earlier that it's not necessary that we have a characteristic list of modern drama because it's a very vast field and you cannot able to discuss all the beliefs, traditions and styles of modern drama because they are so vast. This is a very long period encompassing thousands of playwrights with very different styles, beliefs and approaches. This means that any generic list of the features of modern drama will be extremely misleading. Why it is misleading? As there are no common features that are possessed by every single play fitting within this period. So, first characteristic of modern drama is realism. Realism is the most significant quality of the modern English drama. The dramatists of the early years of the 20th century were interested in naturalism and it was their endeavor to deal with real problems of life. So the main aim is to highlight the real problems that a person faces and represent them in a realistic technique. It was Henrik Ibsen, the Norwegian dramatist, who popularized realism in modern drama. He dealt with the problems of real life in a realistic manner of his plays, and this Examples was further on proceed by Galsworthy and G.B. Shaw. Now coming to the next character, that is problem play. Problem play, as the name indicates, it refers to the problem of human society. As the name indicates, a problem playing is a drama built around a specific problem. The problem is general of sociological nature, that is prostitution, unemployment, law, justice, etc. At times, however, a problem play may rise above immediate context of a problem to grab with larger ideologies or even metaphysical and universal issues. So, problem plays is a form of drama that emerged during the 19th century as part of the wider movement of realism in the arts. It deals with contentious social issues through debate between the character on stage, who typically represent conflicting point of view within a realistic social context. They use theatre as a means for bringing about reforms in the conditions of society prevailing in their days. The problem play reached its maturity in the work of the Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen, whose work had artistic merit as well as topical relevance. His first experiment in the genre was Love Comedy, published in 1862, a critical study of contemporary marriage. He went on to expose the hypocrisy, greed, and hidden corruption of his society in a number of masterly plays. Ibsen, Shaw, and Galsworthy have written such plays to direct public attention to social evil and wrong attitudes. It not only spells out the ills but also prescribes ultimate solutions. Shaw scoffed at the slogan "Art for art's sake." He said that for the sake of art, he would not undertake the labor of writing even one sentence, not to speak of a whole play. Plays of ideas. The next important and essential character of modern drama is plays of ideas. Modern drama is essentially a drama of ideas rather than actions. The stage is used by dramatists to give expression to certain ideas which they want to spread in the society. The modern drama dealing with the problems of life has become far more intelligent than ever it was in the history of drama. With the treatment of actual life, the drama becomes more and more a drama of ideas, sometimes viewed in the main action, sometimes didactically act for. Next is naturalism. As you know that naturalism is the technique of treating subject matter that present through volume of details, and here we use deterministic view of human nature. So, a manner or technique of treating subject matter that present through volume of detail, a deterministic view of human life and actions. Modern playwrights like Henrik Ibsen show naturalism in their writing. As Henrik Ibsen showed in his A Doll's House that women are always dominated by men and society as well. He showed that Nora was ordered to listen and dominated by her father in her childhood. After her marriage, she is also dominated by her husband as well. She cannot do anything without her husband's permission. She has no right so that she can do something by herself. Even when she did something for herself or for her husband, she was marked as the guilty. Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House is a play of clearly a reflection of naturalistic picture of society, how women are dominated by men as well as the system of society. Next, Romanticism. The earliest dramatists of the 20th century were realists at the core, but the passage of time brought in a new trend in modern drama. Romanticism found its way in modern drama, and it was mainly due to Sir J. M. Barrie's effect that the new wave of Romanticism swept over modern drama for some years of the 20th century. Barrie kept aloof from realistic of life and made excursions into the modern world of romance. History and biographical plays. Another trend visible in the modern English drama is in the direction of using history and biography for dramatic technique. There are many beautiful historical and biographical plays in modern dramatic literature. Shaw's Castle and Cleopatra are historical plays of great importance. Next, Irish movement. Irish literary movement started by a group of people, and a new trend in the modern English drama was introduced. In the hands of the Irish dramatists like J.M. Synge, T.C. Murray, etc., drama ceased to be realistic in character and became an expression of the hopes and aspirations of the Irish people, from remote ways to their own time. So, what's the function of Irish literary movement? The function of Irish literary movement was to revive old Irish drama, to provide new interpretations to the life, to make the Irish drama a thing of high culture and European reputation. So there are many characteristics that are associated with Irish movement. Number one, Irish drama is based on symbolic technique and also decorated with poetic charm. Comedy of manners. There is a revival of comedy of manner in modern dramatic literature. Oscar Wilde, Coleridge, etc. have done much to revive the comedy of wit in our days. The drama after the second has not exhibited a love for comedy, and the social conditions of the period after the war is not very favorable for the development of the artificial comedy of the Restoration period. Comedy of manner is known as high comedy because it involves a sophisticated wit and talent in the writing of the script. In this sense, it is both intellectual and very much the opposite of slapstick, which requires little skill with the script and is largely a physical form of comedy. In a comedy of manners, however, there is often minimal physical actions and the play may involve heavy use of dialogue. Next is empiricism. It is a movement that shows that effects of things and events on the mind of the artist and the attempt of the artist to express his expressions. In the impressionistic play of W.B.G., the main effort is in the direction of recreating the experience of the artist and his impressions about reality rather than in presenting reality as it is. In this form of drama, modern age seeks to suggest the impressions on the artist rather than making an explicit statement about the objective characteristic of things or objects. Next is Expressionism. So, the modern drama based on expressions to express the feelings and emotions of the people rather than object and event. Expressionism is another important feature of modern drama. It marks an extreme reaction against the naturalism, the movement which had started early in Germany, made its ways in England drama, and several modern dramatists like Sian O'Casey, C.K. Monroe, Rice have made experiment in the expressionistic tendency in modern drama. Absurdism, the philosophical and literary doctrine that human beings live in essential isolation in a meaningless and irrational world. One of the prominent modern playwrights is John Millington Synge. In his play, Playboy of the Western World, he showed how people accept absurd things or happenings in their life. Christy Mahon, central character of this play, who took attempt to kill his father, and when he came to Mayo, the people of Mayo were astonished to hear, "I killed my father," and they became fan of him and his bravery. So for them, killing is nothing, just a bravery. It's not a criminal act, but they consider them as a brave act. Joseph Conrad, The Heart of Darkness, is often regarded as one of the prime examples of impressionistic literature. Throughout the novella, we witness the inner working of Marlowe's thought and emotions as he journeys up the Congo River toward the inner station and his encounter with Kurtz. In fact, it is Kurtz who presents the major focus on Marlowe's attention. However, Marlowe never comes out and explicitly tells us what he thinks and believes about Kurtz. Instead, Conrad leaves us to draw our own conclusions. Now we are discussing the modern dramatist. So one of the influential part is that we are going to explore the writers of modern drama. Following are the main pillars of modern dramas: Henry Ibsen, George Bernard Shaw, Oscar Wilde, John Galsworthy, James M. Barrie, John Millington Synge. Before that, we are going to explain poetic drama. The poetic drama is a great achievement of the modern age. It is a mixture of high seriousness and colloquial element. It is a combination of the tradition. Its verse form is blank verse or free verse. In short, its vehicle is verse, its mechanism is imagery, its substance is myth, and its binding force is musical pattern. At the Abbey Theatre, Yeats tried to revive poetic drama, but he could not succeed. It was T.S. Eliot who firmly established it. Abbey Theatre in Dublin. W.B. Yeats, Lady Gregory, and J.M. Synge established the Abbey Theatre in Dublin to encounter the poet playwrights. At this theatre, Yeats endeavoured to revive poetic drama. He wrote about 26 plays in verse, but Yeats was more of a poet than a dramatist. His plays are rich in poetical intensity. Eliot has praised his contribution to poetic drama. Yeats' important plays are on Mark. Now moving towards the influential works of great modern drama. One of the influential figures is George Bernard Shaw. The greatest among the modern dramatists was George Bernard Shaw. He was born and brought up in Ireland, but at the age of 20 in 1876 he left Ireland for good and went to London to make his fortune. At first he tried his hand at the novel, but he did not get any encouragement. Then he began to take part in debates of all sorts and made his name as the greatest debater in England. He read Karl Marx, became a socialist, and in 1884 joined the Fabian Society, which was responsible for creating the British Labour Party. All the plays of Shaw deal with some problem concerning modern society. In Mrs. Warren's Profession, Shaw showed that for the evils of prostitution, the society and not the brokers were the blame. In Widder's House, he began put the blame on society and not on the individual landlord for creating abuses of the right of property. In Man and Superman, Shaw dealt with his favorite theme that it is the life force which compels women to hurt out men, capture and marry him for the continuation of the race. In Getting Married, he showed the unnaturalness of the home life as at present constituted. In The Doctor's Dilemma, he exposed the superstitions that doctors are infallible. In John Bull's Other Iceland, the hero talks exactly like Shaw, and the Englishman represents the worst traits in English character. Caesar and Cleopatra has no particular theme, and that is why it comes nearer to being a play than most of Shaw's work. In The Apple Cart, Shaw ridiculed the working of democratic form of government and hinted that it needed a superman to set things right. These are few novels or the plays of George Bernard Shaw. Next figure of modern drama is Oscar Wilde. From 1856 to 1900, another dramatist who took an important part in the revival of drama in the later part of the 19th century was Oscar Wilde. It was only during the last 5 years of his life that he turned his attention to writing for the stage. During his lifetime, his plays became very popular and they were thought to represent a high mark in English drama. It was mainly on account of their style, epigrammatic, graceful, polished, and full of wit, that they appealed to the audience. Oscar Wilde had the tact of discovering the passing mood of the time and expressing it gracefully. Otherwise, his plays are all superficial and none of them adds to our knowledge or understanding of life. The situations he presents in his plays are hackneyed and borrowed from French plays, often too. 4 important comedies of Oscar Wilde. So here we are going to mention the 4 main important and popular works of Oscar Wilde, which are solely comedies. Lady Windermere Fans, published in 1892, A Woman of No Importance in 1893, An Ideal Husband in 1895, and one of the important comedies of Oscar Wilde is The Importance of Being Earnest. These are the 4 important comedies of Wilde. The first 3 plays are built on the model of the conventional social melodramas of the time. They are given sparks and by the flashing wit of the dialogue. The Importance of Being Earnest, on the other hand, is built on the model of the popular farce of the time. Wilde called this a trivial comedy for serious people. It is successful because of its detachment from all meaning and models. In fact, this play proved to be fully of farce was a form which was best suited to the expression of his dramatic genius. The playfulness of the farce helped Wilde to comment admirably on frivolous society. Encouraged by the success of The Importance of Being Earnest, Wilde would have written more such plays and perfected this form of artificial comedy but for the premature closing of his literary career by his imprisonment in 1895. John Galsworthy, 1867 to 1933. Galsworthy was a great dramatist of modern time, who besides being a novelist of the first rank, made his mark also in the field of drama. He believed in the naturalistic technique both in the novel and drama. According to him, naturalistic art is like a steady lamp held upon from time to time, in whose light things will be seen for a space clearly in due proportion, freed from the mist of prejudice and partisanship. The important plays of Galsworthy: Stiff in 1909, Justice performed in 1910, The Skin Game performed in 1920, and the last one, The Silver Box. All these plays deal with social and ethnic problems. Conclusion: Modernism is a comprehensive movement which began in the closing years of 19th century and a wide influence on international establishment of the modern drama. It reveals breaking away from the established rules, traditions, and conventions. The most prominent figures of modern dramas are Bernard Shaw, Oscar Wilde, and Galsworthy. In order to sum up, we can say the modern drama provides a fresh way of looking at man's position and function in the universe, and many experiments in form and style. Thank you.